Good morning, everyone. I'd like to ask all of you to please stand for a moment of reflection. Let us let's now observe a moment of silence to reflect on the different paths that have brought us here today and to honor our graduates, their families, and friends gathered here, our distinguished guests, and the faculty and staff from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro who celebrate with you on this joyful occasion. And now please join us as we sing the Star Spangled Banner. Welcome, graduates, guests, faculty, staff, administrators of UNCG to this, the May 2012 Spring Commencement. As Chair of the Faculty Senate at UNCG, on behalf of the faculty, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates of the class of 2012 here today. Also, on behalf of the faculty, I would like to, please be seated. Also, on behalf of the faculty, I would like to express 3 hopes for our graduates. First, we hope you will not think of today as the end point of your education, but rather think of it as a significant milestone in a lifelong endeavor to become a truly educated person. Becoming a truly educated person is indeed something that requires continual learning. Second, we hope that you will maintain your ties to UNCG. We'd like to hear from you what you're doing in the years ahead and how you're doing it. We also hope that you will, as alumni of UNCG, always lend your support to the effort to keep UNCG a flourishing institution of higher education. UNCG needs your support in the future. Finally, the faculty hope that you'll have a great time today at this graduation and throughout the day on this very happy occasion. And I'd like to introduce now the Chancellor of UNCG, our Professor Linda Brady.
Good Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for sharing in this very significant moment in the lives of our graduates, their families and friends, and the Greensboro community. Today we obviously gather here to celebrate academic excellence and student success. For our students, our soon-to-be graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one chapter in your lives and the beginning of another. It is a time for reflection and also a time for hopes and dreams. The University of North Carolina at Greensboro stands apart, I believe, not only because of our outstanding academic programs and our dedicated faculty and staff, but by the difference our people make. At this university, what matters in addition to what is taught is how the lessons learned are carried forward, locally and on the world stage. The students who receive degrees today will use their creativity and sense of purpose to restore and revitalize communities. You will do something bigger altogether. Congratulations on what you have already accomplished, and best wishes for success and great happiness in the years ahead. I would like now to introduce members of the platform party. Will the following individuals please stand and remain standing as I call your names so that we may recognize you? And let me ask the audience to hold your applause until we conclude. First, Mr. Edwin McMahon, representing the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Ms. Mary Rose Keyes Steigerwald, class of 1984, and President of the UNCG Alumni Association. Ms. Krista Carter, bachelor's degree candidate and speaker for the May class of 2012. The Honorable Bonnie McElveen Hunter, commencement speaker and honorary degree candidate. Dr. Hepzibah Ross Kelly, Board of Governors Teaching Excellence Award recipient. Mr. Ryan Redd, Tassel Turner, representing the May class of 2012. Ms. Cassandra Velarde, bell ringer, representing the class of 2012. Dr. Sarah Schaffner, bell ringer, representing the 50th reunion class of 1962. Members of the UNCG Board of Trustees, Dr. Kate Barrett, Mr. Charles Blackman, Ms. Linda Hyatt, and Ms. Harriet Smalls. Mr. Isaac Miller, who serves as President of the UNCG Student Government Association, and Mr. Randall Kaplan, representing the UNCG Board of Trustees for conferring of degrees. Dr. Daniel Winkler, Faculty Marshal and Mace Bearer. Dr. Joshua Hoffman, Chair of the Faculty Senate. And Dr. Sanjeev Saran, Associate Vice Chancellor for Research and Dean of Graduate Studies at North Carolina A&T State University. Please join me in congratulating those who are with us today. Of course, all of our students know that many faculty, staff, and administrators have supported you along your path. I would like to introduce the officers who are integral to the success of this university. Would these individuals please stand and remain standing as I call your name? Dr. David Perrin, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor. Mr. Reed Taylor, Vice Chancellor for Business Affairs. Dr. Jim Klonfelter, Vice Chancellor for Information Technology Services. Dr. Terry Shelton, Vice Chancellor for Research and Economic Development. Dr. William Weiner, Dean of the Graduate School. Dr. Steve Robertson, Dean of Undergraduate Studies. Dr. Timothy Johnson, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. McRae Banks, Dean of the Joseph M. Ryan School of Business and Economics. Dr. Karen Wixon, Dean of the School of Education. Dr. Celia Hooper, Dean of the School of Health and Human Sciences. Dr. John Deal, Dean of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Dr. Daniel Herr, Professor and Chair of the Department of Nanoscience in the Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering. Dr. Lynn Piercy, Dean of the School of Nursing. Dr. Robert Brown, Dean of the Division of Continual Learning. Ms. Roseanne Bizierchen, Dean of the University Libraries. Dr. Jerry Kruvans, Dean of the Lloyd International Honors College. Ms. Judy Piper, Senior Associate Vice Chancellor for University Advancement. Ms. Helen Hebert, Associate Vice Chancellor for University Relations. Mr. Steve Sir, University Counsel. Mr. Mike Tarrant, Director of Strategic Initiatives. And Ms. Stacy Koziak, Chair of the Staff Senate. Please join me in thanking all of these individuals who have supported the Thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the University of North Carolina's Board of Governors and our President, Thomas Ross, it is my great pleasure to bring greetings today to the graduates, their families, to the university's distinguished faculty, to the staff, the alumni, Board of Trustees, and members of the platform party. Graduates, congratulations. Your education at the University of North Carolina in Greensboro has provided you the knowledge and the skills you will need to achieve success in these ever-changing, complex times. And whatever your future endeavor may be, we encourage you to stay connected with this wonderful university. It is also my privilege today to present this year's Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching to one of your outstanding faculty members. This award was established by the Board of Governors in 1994 to underscore the importance of teaching and to reward great teachers across the university, and is given each year to a tenured faculty member from each UNC campus. Recipients are nominated by committees on their own campuses and selected by the Board of Governors Committee on Personnel and Tenure. Will Dr. Hepzibah Roskeli please come forward? A professor of English, Dr. Roskeli joined the UNCG faculty in 1989. Her interest Her research interests includes rhetoric and composition theory, American literature before 1900, women's history and rhetoric, philosophy, and composing. She has developed and taught dozens of courses at both the graduate and undergraduate level in writing, literature, and theory. Dr. Roskelly's teaching philosophy highlights that she does not just want to impart knowledge on students, but to help students harvest the knowledge they have. She states, if I work hard to help students overcome those barriers that keep them from knowing what they know, I work just as hard at what must come afterwards to help them know more. A colleague notes that Dr. Roskelly is interested in the growth of the entire student, which is probably why her teaching has such a broad and lasting effect. This sentiment is clearly evident in the most memorable quote from her teaching philosophy. In the end, the premise that underlies this philosophy of teaching is simply that I must love students more than I love my subject. Her students, in turn, appear to love her as well. Dr. Roskelly, we celebrate your outstanding professional achievements and salute your demonstrated commitment to great teaching and inspiring a new generation of learners. In honoring you, we also acknowledge that more than 14,000 dedicated faculty members who teach over 220,000 students throughout the university system. Congratulations.
I am Isaac Miller, and for one final time, I have the honor of introducing myself as your student body president. But by the end of today, I will have the honor of introducing myself to the world as a UNCG graduate. Congratulations to us for this great milestone in our lives. What matters now is how we use these tools that have been endowed to us by the institutions of society. Sir Isaac Newton, a man of genius, gives us his personal insight with the following quote. I do not know what I may appear to the world, but to myself, I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, and diverting myself in now and then, finding a smoother pebble or a prettier shell than ordinary, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me. Fellow graduates, more than 2 centuries later, that same great ocean of truth indeed lies undiscovered before us. We have experienced great accomplishments as we are experiencing this very day. But we must look to the horizon and realize this is only the beginning of our discovery. We must not lose ourselves in the pebbles and shells, but maintain our steadfast concentration on the horizon of our grandest dreams and aspirations. Newton compares himself to just a boy because despite his great accomplishments, he still considered his passion to have the frivolousness of a child's. I encourage you to maintain a similar innocence and curiosity in your explorations, because it is the childish questions and childish dreams that change the world. It has been the greatest honor to serve as your student body president. I thank you and congratulations.
Welcome to the Alumni Association. As of today, you're all members. I'd like to especially welcome my wonderful niece, Kristen Keys, who graduates today. Oh, what a great day this is for all of you. So take time to celebrate and reflect on achieving your goals. Sometimes we're so focused on what's next that we forget to recognize the times we've succeeded, like now. Through good grades, through wisdom gained, friendships made, and a real connection to this vibrant community. When I was sitting in these seats in ancient times of 1984, all I wanted to do was turn the tassel and get to the party. But little did I know that every day in my career and every day with my family, I have used skills I learned here, and the friendships I made at Cotton Hall and More Strong still remain vibrant. We hope to stay connected to UNCG and continue to use your university as a place to network, to build relationships, and to remain with friends. We're here for you, and we look forward to your contributions back to this school. I have a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson that I've had on my desk for my whole career, and I want to share it with you. He said, "To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded." And I wish all of you that kind of success. Congratulations, class.
Good morning and congratulations to all of my fellow graduates. A Spartan is defined as a person of great courage, resolve, and self-discipline, one who is tenacious in the face of pain, danger, and adversity. Historically, Sparta was recognized as the overall leader of the combined Greek forces. Spartans emerged victorious from many battles and were known for their determination and endurance. The versatility of Spartans was revered. They were poets, magistrates, ambassadors, and governors, as well as soldiers. The Spartan lifestyle included gender equality, a concept unknown to the rest of the classical world. During these times, women were similarly educated to men, while no other city-state allowed this to occur. Clearly, Spartans did things differently. They saw great things, achieved great things, and have remained a fascination throughout time. So how has each one of us been able to obtain the true title of a Spartan warrior from a mere recruit when we came to orientation? How do we encompass the essence of Spartan gods as we now emerge victorious in the face of many battles along the journey that is an undergraduate education? For starters, there are countless examples that demonstrate how we have each been a little rebellious and walked along our own distinct paths. When we all came to orientation, we were told not to walk under the watchtower, but we did it anyway. They advised us against putting bubbles in the fountain, but we did it anyway. They told us to come outside at 3 a.m. for those fire drills in our dorm rooms, but sometimes we burrow further under the covers and press our pillows over our heads. They preached against sufficient rest at night, yet at times we deluded ourselves into thinking that we could survive on no sleep. There's no denying that we have done things on our own accord, and there's no denying that we have learned greatly from many mistakes. To further the proof that we have all obtained the qualities of true Spartans, I recall one of my favorite annual times at UNCG. Each year in the springtime, Greek Week is held where every Greek organization, regardless of its council, forms a team to compete and win nothing more than bragging rights and a plaque. On the surface, it may seem arbitrary, but in my opinion, it epitomizes concepts that this university stands for. It brings together a wide variety of individuals with different values and beliefs and allows them to work together. The multiculturalism at this campus is incomparable. From an assortment of races, cultures, religions, backgrounds, and lifestyles, we all form a beautiful and successful student body. This campus is one of the most diverse and certainly one of the most welcoming, and I believe we have all taken advantage of this in some way and will continue to demonstrate our desire for inclusiveness through our lifetimes. Now that our time at the university is over, we can all attest that we have matured greatly, both in our character and in our understanding. There have been some phenomenal instructors that we can thank and trying experiences that have pushed us to reason, to develop original ideas, and to discover parts of ourselves we didn't even know were there. We have read Toni Morrison, learned Maslow's Law, and figured out the cause of the Cold War, and everything in between. Was it always easy? Absolutely not. Were we able to prove that impossible was nothing? Definitely. And it is because we are strong, and it is because we are brave. We have even been curious about some greater mysteries, like how the hot dog guy knows how to be exactly at the right time outside of Reed Street and Inferno, the perfect amount of pancakes to waffles to get at midnight breakfast, and exactly how far the spark cherry will take us. We've even figured out how to survive in Humans versus Zombies, how many coats of paint are necessary to write our message on the rock, and how to wash off that blue and gold body paint after a soccer game. Our Spartan spirit is imminent, and our longing to accomplish great things has been perpetual. Enthusiasm has reigned over the course of many years through students, and only heightened as time has progressed. Our dynamic as Spartans is unattainable by many, and we are truly a noble and top-notch group of adults. Our character is heroic and altruistic. We have somehow each left our marks on this campus individually. We have all, in some form or fashion, proved ourselves to be catalysts for change. We know that we are going to spend so much time reminiscing on our college days, and rightfully so, because these have been some of the best days of our lives. We have found ourselves, created ourselves, tested our limits, and gone above and beyond to be successful. Like the reconstruction and renewal of our campus, we are, in a way, starting over and making great changes. But wherever life takes us next, there is so much to look forward to for each and every one of us. We are all true Spartans here. We are strong, dignified, courageous, and distinguished. Our successes are many, and what we have accomplished is rare. So, my fellow Spartans, go forth with the knowledge that there is no battle you cannot win, no challenge that you cannot conquer, and no defeat you cannot transform into a victory. We are all capable of doing something big all together. Stay bold, stay hungry, and stay Spartan. Thank you.
join me in another round of applause for the commencement band and chorus. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. The Honorable Bonnie McElvain Hunter is founder and chief executive officer of PACE Communications. She serves as chairman of the board of the American Red Cross, and she is a former U.S. ambassador to the Republic of Finland. Our speaker today is truly a leader in charitable causes and organizations, giving generously of her time. Her achievements as an ambassador, a humanitarian, and a businesswoman make her a role model and an inspiration for all of us at UNCG. I am pleased to present the Honorable Bonnie McElvain Hunter.
As I was listening to the introduction, I couldn't help but think Dr. Kissinger came to see me in Helsinki. And I said to Max Jakobsen, who was rather the equivalent in Finland, I said, I have some Kissinger stories, but do you have anything that you might suggest about Finland? He said, Bonnie, just don't do what I did. So I said, Max, what did you do? He said, well, I said, and I introduced Dr. Kissinger, who needs no introduction, to which Dr. Kissinger said, yeah, but I like all that stuff. So Dr. Brady, thank you. My mother appreciates your introduction. I'm delighted to be here. Congratulations to all of you in the 2012 graduating class. I also would like to congratulate the honorees and special honorees today. But there's nothing more important than the leader of an organization and the leader of a university. So I want to say a special thank you to Linda Brady. UNCG has risen to rank as one of Forbes' Best Buys, Princeton Review's Best Colleges, U.S. News and World Report top-tier universities, and for all the parents out there, Kiplinger's top 100 values. Not only excellence, but absolute value for every tuition dollar. So, Dr. Brady, I think you deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Now, I do know that you were established as a women's college in 1891. And I know because my husband says he used to be a frequent visitor here. Not exactly in 1891, but we are delighted that UNCG enhances our community's cultural leadership with concerts, lectures, dance, theater performances, exhibitions, through the Weatherspoon Art Museum, and youth Spartans compete in Division I college athletics. Go Spartans! Your schools of business, nursing, counseling, and education are top ranked. And your alumni include Pulitzer Prize winning authors, congresswomen and men, Grammy and Tony award winning artists, Fulbright dignitaries, professional sports players, and more. Congratulations, and I am deeply honored to be here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, exhausted graduates,
grateful parents, friends, family, and distinguished faculty, I also stand here today as a grateful American, a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a business owner, a former U.S. ambassador, and now chairman of the board of the American Red Cross, one of the greatest humanitarian organizations in the world, an organization that I have seen reach out to the least and the last and the lost at their most critical hour of need. Now let me say something quickly about your family. You will never be able to love your parents the way your parents love you. But today, remember to tell your parents and your family that you love them anyway. Mark Twain said that when I was 18, I thought my father was colossally stupid. But when I got to 21, I was amazed how much my father had learned in only 3 years. Well, I'm still learning from my mother. And as I flew home from Los Angeles yesterday, I wondered what it afforded me the opportunity to be with all of you today. And I could hear my mother saying, honey, it was divine intervention. You had great parents. Well, my father was one of the original 7 U-2 pilots who flew over Russia at the height of the Cold War. And never could he have imagined that I would have the opportunity to serve beneath those skies as a U.S. ambassador. My dad is in God's loving arms, but I always feel his special spirit with me as I do today. Well, being an ambassador, I learned that there were 3 critical elements to successful diplomacy: protocol, geritol, and alcohol. I didn't say career, I said diplomacy. So I believe that there are 3 reasons that bring me here today. First, my mother's pearls of wisdom, and I'd like to share them with you quickly. Time is precious. Use it wisely. Mediocrity is the greatest sin. Work is the greatest privilege. Failure is a comma, never a period. And can't is a word that does not exist. So when my brother, sister, and I were 7, 5, and 3, my mother had us write the word can't on a piece of paper. We put it in a shoebox, and she took us to the backyard in Bossier City, Louisiana, and instructed us to dig a hole. We dug a hole. We put the word can't in the shoebox, in the hole, covered it back up. So when someone says to me, it can't be done, I think, heck, that's in Bossier City, Louisiana. So, speaking of my mother, when I had Esa-Pekka Salonen in Finland come to visit, the conductor of the Los Angeles Symphony, I was just 1 minute late. And when I arrived, my mother was delivering my speech. To which she said, oh, and here's my daughter.
To which the two gentlemen on the front row, I could see them say to each other, "Who is she?" We've already heard from the ambassador. So everyone knows that your mother is your always greatest fan. My mother says that when you ask how old is my mother says her age is unlisted, but I'm happy to report that yesterday she turned 90. Secondly, I stand here because I have a confession to make. I am totally biased. I believe that commerce is the most critical force in the world today. It ushers in social, economic, and political reform. It has liberated millions of people from poverty and improved the lives of people, men, women, and children all over the world. You should know that the Gallup organization's global data collection effort has pledged to speak to 10,000 world leaders every day for the next 100 years. And it has documented the single most searing, clarifying, world-altering fact. And that is what the world wants more than anything is a good job, dignity of purpose. So whether in Afghanistan, Addis Ababa, Finland, Haiti, or Greensboro, North Carolina, we all want the same thing. We need you. We need innovators, entrepreneurs. Your choices will determine, and your willingness to take risks will determine not only the future of the great state of North Carolina, but of this nation. On a recent trip to Haiti for the Red Cross, I will never forget a woman coming up to me through a translator and saying, "Thank God for the Red Cross, but I have 10 children. What I most need is a job." So my career began in 1972 at the age of 22, overdrawn on my checking account, wearing a polyester pantsuit, and driving a powder blue Pinto that I thought was the ultimate driving machine. I moved to Greensboro, North Carolina, a city I'd only visited once, to start a magazine, Pace magazine, for an airline called Piedmont. Little did I know, I had heeded my grandfather's wise advice. It's more important to select your partners than to select your business. Pace started with 1.5 employees, myself and a part-time assistant. Today, we're the largest independent content provider in the world. Our clients include Four Seasons, U.S. Airways, Southwest, Wells Fargo, Verizon, Toyota, Walmart, just to name a few. And someday I hope you'll invite me back and I'll tell you the details of how we built our business. But let me give you just a few quick ones. Surround yourself with people smarter than you. Make sure they have all the resources they need. Give them authority and accountability. Be their bravest cheerleader, and then get out of their way. What I am most proud about at Pace is not just what we do, but who we are. We are a company that builds habitat houses. We started the first women's $1 billion giving leadership program for United Way right here in Greensboro. And ladies and gentlemen, this year it raised its $1 billion. We can be first. We can be leaders. And we were the first. We are also starting the first women's initiative for the American Red Cross. But we do this all in our organization by creating a culture of giving back. We tithe 15% of our profits annually to our community. We at one time tithe 10%, but during a crisis for our company, we were potentially going to lose almost 50% of our business. In those wee hours of the morning, I wondered, what defining moments really tell about our organization and our personal character? So at 3 that morning, I made a personal pledge that no matter what happened to our business, that we would increase our giving from 10 to 15%. I do not tell you this to boast, but I do want to plant a seed, because you will learn, as I have, that ultimately, all we ever keep is what we give away. By the way, we not only kept the business, we signed the longest contract in the history of our company. Thirdly, I stand here today, as Steve Jobs said, being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. When I graduated from Stevens College in Columbia, Missouri, the commencement address was given by Betty Friedan, the author of Feminine Mystique. Many of you have never heard of her. I don't remember any of the details of her address, but I do remember one thing, and her one message. The only limitation on your success is self-inflicted. Only you can define success. And some of you here today will look from success beyond to significance. Some of you in this Coliseum today will be called to do great things. But all of us as human beings will be called to do small things with great love. You will have to decide what kind of person you will become. After all, we're coming into this world with nothing, and we will leave this world with nothing. Alan Sherman, the television scriptwriter who wrote parodies and popular melodies, you may remember, Hello Father, here I am in. Thank you, parents. Well, he wrote one song that was a serious one, and it was actually recorded by Steve Lawrence, and the name of it is Did I Ever Live? I'd like to read it to you quickly. You're born, you weep, you smile, you sleep, you cling, you crawl, you stand, you fall. You stand again and try, and then you walk. You eat, you drink, you feel, you think, you play, you grow, you learn, you know. And then one day, you find a way to talk. You're young, you fly, you laugh, you cry. You're grown, You're on your own at last. You lose, you win. Your days begin to slip away. Too fast, too fast. Too soon, you'll hear a distant drum. Too soon, the time to go will come. And time won't wait. Is it too late? Too late to ask, did I ever love? Did I ever give? Did I ever really, really live? Today, graduates, I hope that I have shared with you and challenged you to dare more boldly and to venture onto wider seas. Because the road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, and caution lights called family. You will have flats called jobs, but if you have a spare called determination and an engine called perseverance, insurance called faith, and a driver called a great and generous creator, you will make it to a place called success, and most importantly, significance. My friend, Dr. Tom Toole, says that there are two most important days in our life. The day we're born, and the day we understand why. The Red Cross for me is part of my answer to why. I hope that you will find yours on your journey so that you too, so that we all may hear those 7 most precious words, well done, my good and faithful servant. I am deeply honored to be a part of your 2012 graduation ceremony and to receive this doctorate, and especially from an organization, from a university that recognizes excellence, innovation, success, and service, all on its way to significance. Thank you, class of 2012, and to Dr. Brady, may God bless each of you.
Barney, thank you so much. I'm Randall Kaplan, Chairman of the Board of Trustees. Like you, this is my graduation. This will be my last commencement. And before I say a couple of words on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to thank Bonnie McElveen-Hunter, who is actually a dear friend of mine, for agreeing to be our commencement speaker. I hope you got as much out of her speech as I did. If there's one takeaway you should have, is that about 20 years ago, maybe a few more years ago, Bonnie was sitting in a seat just like you're sitting in. And Bonnie didn't know that she was going to become one of the great leaders really in the world. She's making an extraordinary difference. But what she knew is she believed she could do whatever she put her mind to. And so can you. So just believe in yourselves, take the great education that you've got at UNCG, and move forward and do what Bonnie's mother had her do. Bury the word can't, and realize that as you come against obstacles, you
just got to figure out the way to get around them. So briefly, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I want to congratulate you and wish all of you the best. I want to thank the parents for giving us your children for the last few years to allow us to educate them. I want to thank the faculty for all of the great work they have done, and I want to thank the administration for the great leadership they have shown. And with that, my job is to authorize the Chancellor to confer the degrees to all of you. So speaking on behalf of the Board of Trustees of this university and acting under the delegation of powers by the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina, I authorize you, Chancellor Linda Brady, to confer the appropriate degrees upon the candidates approved by the faculties.
Thank you. Today, UNCG will award nearly 2,700 earned degrees in the following categories: 1,971 baccalaureate degrees, 594 master's degrees, 36 specialist in education degrees, 51 doctoral degrees, and 45 of these degrees will be awarded to international students who have enriched our campus during their time with us. We will now recognize our honorary degree recipient.
Will Bonnie McElveen Hunter please come forward? Mr. Brady, I have the honor to present Bonnie McElveen Hunter, who has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Bonnie McElveen Hunter's roles as Ambassador, U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Finland, Board Member of Habitat for Humanity, and Chair of the American Red Cross indicate her lifelong commitment to service. She is one of the nation's most successful entrepreneurs. As founder and CEO of Pace Communications, the largest custom publishing company in the country, serving an array of Fortune 500 companies, and ranked by Working Woman magazine as one of the top 175 women-owned businesses in America. From 2001 to 2003, she served as U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Finland, during which the President of Finland awarded her the Commander Grand Cross of the Order of the Lion for humanitarian work involving the advancement of entrepreneurship, child protection, and health initiatives. She was appointed by President George W. Bush as National Chairman of the Board of the American Red Cross in 2004 and reappointed in 2007. Her appointment marked the first time a woman has been named to that position. She is the recipient of many, many honors, including the United Way Women's Leadership Award, the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, Woman Entrepreneur of the Year, the National Athena Award from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and Trailblazer of the Year from the Women Leaders Forum. Bonnie McElveen Hunter, acting on the recommendation of the faculty of the university as conveyed by Provost Perrin and Professor Hoffman, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Please join me in congratulating our honorary degree recipient, Bonnie McElveen Hunter. We will now recognize our graduate degree candidates.
Dr. William Weiner, Dean of the Graduate School, will now introduce the candidates for graduate degrees.
This commencement marks a special moment as the University of North Carolina at Greensboro awards today the first Doctor of Philosophy degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders. Will the candidate recommended to receive the doctoral degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders please stand and remain standing as your degree is recognized. Chancellor Brady, I have the honor to present and recommend for the appropriate degree the candidate who has satisfied the requirements for the doctoral degree just cited.
Acting on the recommendation of the graduate faculty as conveyed by Dean Weiner, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations, and please come forward to receive your diploma.
Anne L. Grilides, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Christine Lundgren. Please join me in congratulating our first recipient of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Communication Sciences and Disorders. We will now recognize the remaining doctoral degree candidates. Will the remaining candidates recommended for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Musical Arts, or Doctor of Public Health, please stand. Chancellor Brady, I have the honor to present and to recommend the candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Musical Arts, or Doctor of Public Health.
Acting on the recommendation of the graduate faculty is conveyed by Dean Weiner, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon those of you who have met the requirements for the doctoral degrees for which you have been recommended, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Musical Arts, or Doctor of Public Health, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations, and please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Justin Timothy Maxwell, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Paul Knapp. Christopher McGinn, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Keith DeBodge. Tiffany George Butler Quay, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Thomas Jackson. Madeline J. Druid-Shell, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Esther Lurkes. Jessica Ann Goodmanson, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Esther Lurkes. Jennifer L. Summer, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Arthur Anastopoulos. Anupam Nath, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Lakshmi Iyer. Richard Arthur Milton Shilhavi, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Lakshmi Iyer and Dr. Al Salam. Robert Louis Bozar Jr., Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. J. Scott Duff. Elizabeth Guest Graves, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. L. Diane Borders. Windsor Blandford, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Carol Mullen. Tyron Michael O'Shea Douglas, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Camille Wilson. Billy Joe Graham Harrington, Doctor of Philosophy, to be hooded by Dr. Liva Vilverde. Lou Sanders Sewell, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Kathleen Casey. Lisa Brown Buchanan, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Jewel Cooper and Dr. Wayne Jernell. Jonette Atkinson McCain, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Jewel Cooper. William Augustus McGalliard III, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Sarah Berenson. Nancy Tilly Haney, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Sarah Berenson and Dr. Carrie Richardson. Jesse Chitanzo Storr, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Sarah Berenson and Dr. Carrie Richardson. Charmian Brianna Rush, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Marilyn Friend. Mary Lloyd White, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Marilyn Friend. Melanie Michelle Evans, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Diane Gill. Trevor Lynn Anderson, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Jennifer L. Edner. Jiaqi Chu Wang, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Michael K. McIntosh. Hee-Sun Nam, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Ron F. Morrison. Kristen Grady Barbie, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Susan Ledbeck. Virginia Hutchins Bierman, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. Carolyn Blue. Clifford Gonzalez, Doctor of Philosophy, to be honored by Dr. G. Wu. Virginia Brown, Doctor of Public Health, to be honored by Dr. Robert Scranton. Joseph Dane Butler, Doctor of Education, to be honored by Dr. Carl Lashley. Rochelle Renee Nixon Green, Doctor of Education, to be honored by Dr. Carl Lashley. Cindy Annette Corcoran, Doctor of Education, to be honored by Dr. Rick Rizzo. Lisa Renee Forster, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. Nancy Walker. Mark A. Norman, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. John Long. Julianne Odahowski Steele, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. Marjorie Bagley. Christopher Daniel Steele, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. James Douglas. Minjung Saw, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. James Douglas. Eduardo M. Vargas, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. Kevin Moraldi. Cecilia Prihatini, UDA, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. John Feldman. And Ann Shoemaker, Doctor of Musical Arts, to be honored by Dr. Michael Burns and Dr. Gavin Douglas. Please join me in congratulating our new doctors. Please be seated. Will the candidates recommended to receive the Specialist in Education degree please stand and remain standing as your degree is recognized. Dr. Brady, I have the honor to present and recommend the candidates who have finished the requirements for the Specialist in Education degree.
Acting on the recommendation of the graduate faculty is conveyed by Dean Weiner, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon those of you who have met the requirements for the degree for which you have been recommended, the degree of Specialist in Education, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Specialist in Education. Congratulations. Please be seated.
This commencement marks a special moment as the University of North Carolina at Greensboro awards today the first Master of Science degree in nanoscience. Will the candidate recommended to receive the Master of Science degree in nanoscience please stand and remain standing as your degree is recognized. Chancellor Brady, I have the honor to present and to recommend for the appropriate degree the candidate who has satisfied the requirements for the master's degree just cited.
Acting on the recommendation of the faculties conveyed by me minor, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon you who've met the requirement for the Master of Science degree in nanoscience, said degree with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations, and as it is our custom to recognize on stage the first recipient of a new degree, will the recipient of the Master of Science degree in nanoscience please come forward to receive your diploma.
Sita Lakaraju. Please join me in congratulating the first recipient of the Master of Science in Nanoscience. We will now recognize the remaining master's degree candidates. Will the candidates recommended to receive master's degrees please stand as your school and degree are recognized and remain standing. Will the graduate degree candidates in the College of Arts and Sciences for the Master of Arts stand? Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Public Affairs, and Master of Science. Please all stand. Will the graduate degree candidates in the Joseph M. Bryan School of Business and Economics for the Master of Arts, Master of Science, or Master of Business Administration please stand? Will the graduate degree recipients in the School of Education for the Master of Education, Master of Library and Information Studies, Master of School Administration, or Master of Science please stand? Will the graduate degree candidates in the School of Health and Human Sciences for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Public Health, Master of Science, Master of Science in Athletic Training, or Master of Social Work please stand? Will the graduate degree candidates in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Music please stand? Will the graduate degree candidates in the School of Nursing for the Master of Science in Nursing please stand? Will the graduate degree candidates in the Division of Continual Learning for the Master of Arts degree please stand? Chancellor Brady, I have the honor to present and to recommend for the appropriate degree The candidates who have satisfied requirements for the master's degrees just a second.
Acting on the recommendation of the graduate faculty as conveyed by Dean Weiner, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer the degree upon those of you who have met the requirements for the master's degree for which you have been recommended, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the master's degree.
Will the doctorate and specialist degree in education degree recipients please stand along with the master's degree recipients? Please join us all in congratulating all of our graduate degree recipients.
Congratulations to each of you for your outstanding achievements. Please be seated. We will now recognize our baccalaureate degree candidates.
Dr. Timothy Johnston, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will present the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the college.
This commencement marks a special moment as the University of North Carolina awards today the first Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Interior Architecture. For the candidates recommended to receive the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Interior Architecture, please stand and remain standing as your degree is recognized.
Chancellor Grady, I have the honor to present and to recommend for the appropriate degree these candidates who have satisfied all of the requirements for this degree.
Acting on the recommendation of the faculty as conveyed by Provost Marin and Dean Johnston, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer upon those of you who have met the requirement for the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended, the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Architecture, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations. As it is our custom to recognize on the platform the first recipients of a new degree, will the recipients of the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Architecture please come forward to receive your diplomas.
Benjamin Sawyer Adams. Sharice L. Allen. Haley Rebecca Allen. Clarissa Shea Anderson. Carla M. Carroll. Nubia J. Collins Villalobos. Brittany Lauren Dasser. Lauren Nicole Fowler. Sydney Clarkson Gaskins. Kalani Mason Gonzalez. Haley Rebecca Granados. David Nathaniel Harrow. Veronica Joetta Harvey, Gregory Leander Hickman, Linnell Deshane Jones, Megan Llewellyn Kaufman, Rebecca Elizabeth Ladd, Jeffrey Michael Lynn, Euxino Lanucci, Tasha Nicole Memmon, Ileana Maria Menendez, Young Min Moon, Ashley Nicole Neitzel, Kathleen Michelle O'Boyle, Tristan Ryan Bellotti, Haley Elizabeth Preston, Kelsey Ann Rode, Carlos Burton Smith, Brittany Ann Stiles, Melissa Hope Talley, Danielle Victoria Wade, Kristen M. Willis, Tracy K. Wright. Please join me in congratulating the first recipients of the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Interior Architecture. Congratulations. We will now recognize the remaining degree candidates within the College of Arts and Sciences. For the baccalaureate degree candidates with majors in the College of Arts and Sciences recommended to receive the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology, please stand as your department or major is called and remain standing. African American Studies Program, Department of Anthropology, Department of Art, Department of Biology, including the program in Medical Technology, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, Department of Classical Studies, Department of Communication Studies, Department of Computer Science, Department of English, Department of Geography, Department of History, Department of Interior Architecture, Department of Languages, Literatures and Cultures, Department of Mathematics and Statistics, Department of Media Studies, Department of Philosophy, Department of Physics and Astronomy, Department of Political Science, Department of Psychology, Department of Religious Studies, Department of Sociology, Women's and Gender Studies Program, special programs in liberal studies, including archaeology, environmental studies, humanities, integrated science, international and global studies, and social sciences. And finally, majors in independent studies programs. Please join me in congratulating the baccalaureate degree candidates. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Dr. McRae Banks, Dean of the Joseph M. Bryan School of Business and Economics, present the candidates for the baccalaureate degree.
Thank you, Provost Mary. Will the baccalaureate degree candidates with majors in the Joseph M. Bryan School of Business and Economics recommended to receive the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please stand as your department or program is called and remain standing? Department of Accounting and Finance, Department of Business Administration, Department of Consumer Apparel and Retail Studies, Department of Economics, the Hospitality and Tourism Management Program, and the Department of Information Systems and Operations Management. Please join me in congratulating the baccalaureate degree candidates from the Joseph M. Bryan School of Business and Economics. Congratulations, and please be seated.
Dr. Karen Wixon, Dean of the School of Education, present the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the School of Education.
Will the candidates in the School of Education recommended to receive the degree of Bachelor of Science please stand as your major is called and remain standing? Elementary education. Middle grades education. Professions in deafness. Special education. And the dual major in elementary education and special. Please join me in congratulating the baccalaureate degree candidates from the School of Education. Congratulations, and please be seated.
Dr. Celia Hoover, Dean of the School of Health and Human Sciences, present the School of Health and Human Sciences.
Will the candidates with majors in the School of Health and Human Sciences recommended to receive the degrees of Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Social Work please stand as your department is called and remain standing? Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders, Department of Community and Recreation, Department of Human Development and Family Studies, Department of Kinesiology, Department of Nutrition, Department of Public Health and Education, Department of Social Work. Please join me in congratulating the baccalaureate.
Dr. John Deal, Dean of the School of Music, Theater, and Dance, present the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance.
Will the candidates in the School of Music, Theater, and Dance recommended to receive the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, or Bachelor of Music please stand as your department is called and remain standing? Department of Dance. Department of Music Education. Department of Music Performance. Department of Music Studies. And Department of Theater. Please join me in congratulating the baccalaureate candidates from the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Please be seated.
Dr. Lynn Piercy, Dean of the School of Nursing, present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the School of Nursing.
receive the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, please stand. Please join me in congratulating the bachelor's degree candidates from the School of Nursing. Congratulations, please be seated.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees please stand? Chancellor Brady, I have the honor to present and recommend for the appropriate degree these candidates who have satisfied all of the requirements for the baccalaureate degree.
Acting on the recommendation of the faculty as conveyed by Provost Barron and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the President of the University of North Carolina, I hereby confer the degree upon those of you who have met the requirements for the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended, with all of its rights, honors, and responsibilities. Congratulations to each one of you. Will all of the recipients of baccalaureate degrees please turn your attention to Ryan Gray for the turning of the tassels.
We have come now to that long-awaited milestone in our lives. The moment when we are no longer students, but graduates of the University of North Carolina. Tradition requires that before graduation, the tassel be worn on the right-hand side of the mortar board. After graduation, as a symbol of our new status as degree holders, the tassel is worn on the left. As representative of your May class of 2012, I am privileged to lead you in turning our tassels from right to left, signifying our new status as graduates of UNCG. Please join me in turning our tassels.
Congratulations to all of you in the May class of 2012. Please be seated.
In continuing to recognize excellence at our university, I would like to acknowledge the undergraduate students who graduated with special honors today. These honors are Summa Cum Laude, which requires a minimum grade point average of 3.9, Magna Cum Laude, which requires a minimum grade point average of 3.7, Cum Laude, which requires a minimum grade point average of 3.5.
Will the graduates please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing while we recognize your achievements. Summa cum laude. Magna cum laude. Cum laude. You have brought distinction to yourselves and your university through your high achievements. Congratulations, and please be seated. The university's Disciplinary Honors Program offers undergraduates the opportunity to complete a rigorous plan of study that complements the work they do in their majors. The capstone of their honors work is the Senior Honors Project, a project of independent scholarship similar to a master's thesis. The students who completed an honors program this year, the titles of their seniors' honors projects are listed in today's commencement program. Would you please stand and let us recognize you? Congratulations, please be seated. Even as we enjoy today's celebration of accomplishments, we remain mindful of the importance of the military in defending our freedoms. Today, we are proud to recognize 5 May degree candidates who are scheduled to be commissioned as second lieutenants in the United States Armed Forces this month. Please stand as I call your names. Amy M. D. and Shana C. Richards, United States Air Force. Joshua G. Cooper, Daniel T. Newby, and Jatanya M. Watson, United States Army. Thank you, and please be seated. We would also like to recognize all of our degree candidates who have served our country in the armed forces. Please stand and let us recognize you. Thank you, and please be seated.
Before we conclude today, I would like for us to recognize some very important guests who are here with us. May I ask you to please stand and remain standing as we recognize you. First, the parents of our graduates. Please stand. Spouses, partners, children, and friends of the graduates to please stand. Thanks to all of you who have provided the support that these graduates have needed in order to be here today. Thank you. I would now like to ask the faculty of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro to stand so our graduates can express their appreciation of the I would also like to recognize the leadership and participation of the University Marshals in this commencement ceremony. Will the Marshals please stand? Thank you. As we bring this program to a close, let me encourage our new graduates to remain connected to your alma mater. As new alumni of UNCG, you become part of one great unbroken band. that stretches back to the founding of this university in 1891. Please stay in touch. Let us know of your successes. Help us identify prospective students who will appreciate and benefit from the kind of education that you have received here. Continue to advocate in your communities for the importance of public higher education and continue the habit of giving back to others. Congratulations to all of you. As is our tradition, the University Bell will be rung to honor the May graduates. Today's bell ringers are Dr. Sarah Schaffner, class of 1962, and Ms. Cassandra Velarde, May class of 2012. Following the ringing of the bell, please be seated and remain seated during the recessional until the faculty and graduates have moved out of the arena. Now, will you please stand for the singing of the alma mater and remain standing for the bell ringing. Thank you.